Is your business protected against the threat of malicious litigation and frivolous lawsuits? Bottled Business Sense provides practical business perspectives that uniquely emphasize legal strategies to protect and ensure the longevity of your business. And whether you're trying to provide a startup business with some level of stability or an established business with foolproof asset and estate protection, Bill Bernard will expose potential pitfalls to ensure the security and growth of your business, free from unwanted expense and the threat of litigation. You'll learn how to implement protection tools equal to those used by today's most successful corporations. Let's join Bill for today's Bottled Business Sense show.
Hi everybody, this is Bill Bernard back with another edition of the Bottled Business Sense show. You can find us, of course, on Blog Talk Radio, and you can also find us on bottledbusinesssenseshow.com, as well as on my website. You can access the show directly from my website at wfbligalconsulting.com under where it says resources. I try to do this show to bring legal tips and various information free of charge to people, giving them a general perspective of certain situations they might encounter as an entrepreneur, as a businessman or businesswoman, so they can better adapt their business to safe working procedures, making sure their family is taken care of with estate issues, and also making sure various assets, both business and personal, are protected in the manner that's required if you're going to move forward and make a business prosperous. And so the Bottled Business Sense show has various editions, as again you can see by way of the websites I mentioned. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on LinkedIn and on Twitter. And just punch in Bottled Business Sense show and it'll come right up for you. From time to time we've had guests on the show. We've also had individuals who have assisted me in producing the show, Rick Moscoso, Steve Smith from time to time, and they'll be shooting back and forth from time to time. But basically, I originated the show. Legal issues seem to be the highlight of what people ask for, so that's why we try to do the show centering mainly on various legal topics. And today, I thought I'd talk about two issues that kind of overlap in a way, and it has to do with estate planning. I've had a number of questions on this recently. What estate planning documents do you get when you try to develop an estate plan, generally speaking, and what kind of scams out there are there that might interfere with your ability to get this both economically and professionally? The first thing I want to say is, if you go to my website, PYE365, which stands for ProtectYourEstate365.com, you can either reach it by ProtectYourEstate365 or PYE365.com. You will see for $12.99 the full gamut of what I call a trust package, a typical trust package that a family would need in order to make sure that their estate is taken care of when they pass. The thing I want to point out is that trust packages can go up and down depending on the size of the estate, whether or not it's an irrevocable trust or a revocable trust. Various different asset protection tools can be incorporated with the trust. What I want you to know now is that this is a standard trust package that, one, most families generally get, including my own, and number two, it encompasses a series of 8 to 12 documents, not just the trust itself. The trust itself usually is between 30 to 36 pages, and then you have an array of documents that go in with the trust and interplay with it in order to make the trust and the estate program work most efficiently. So, having said that, in addition to the trust, you need your durable power of attorney, which is your power of attorney for assets. Remember that the power of attorney expires when you die. It allows somebody to come in and control your assets should you be incapacitated in some way while you're living. The trustee then manages your assets once you pass, and the durable power of attorney becomes defunct. You also need a power of attorney for health care, so somebody can take care of your health care decisions if, of course, you become incapacitated. And, of course, we must not forget the HIPAA waiver, the release of records, which allows someone, your agent, to come in and get the records needed to be released to a physician so that physician can review your records and determine how to treat you most efficiently, because you're going to be incapacitated and you're not going to be able to give permission to get these records. And I apologize for the lawnmower. We have our premises here being taken care of this morning, and it's kind of hot. The windows are open, so I apologize. But in any event, getting back to the show, we want to make sure we also have a pour-over will. Now, that pour-over will works in the following manner, generally speaking. You have 7 properties. You put all 6 properties in the trust. You fund the trust. You make sure the properties are titled in the name of that trust, but you forget to put one in. So your attorney, when you pass, can go into court and say, Judge, Mr. Bernard simply forgot to put this property in his estate, in his trust. We understand that he's done this before. This shows his intent by putting the other 6 in there. I want to file this declaration and an attendant documentation showing that this property should have passed by way of the trust as well, so we don't need to open up an individual probate. Bingo, the 7th property pours over into the trust as if it was placed there to begin with. So there are a number of different ways this pour-over trust works. You need to speak to your attorney when you get the trust in the state program that you're seeking. So make sure that you remember these durable powers of attorney, because it allows your agent or empowers your agent to do things like sign tax returns, transfer or deal with retirement benefits during your lifetime, a number of different things in addition to the health care decisions that I mentioned that go hand in hand with making your health care decisions. Remember, the power of attorney for health care and the power of attorney for durable power of attorney for assets are in fact different powers of attorney. They're 2 separate things. A trust certification will also become part of your trust package. That allows you to go into banking institutions or various facilities without showing your entire trust, because after all, one of the reasons you do a trust is to keep your estate private, unlike a probate where the court has control over it and it becomes a matter of public record. You're going to now take your trust certification. It indicates who the trustee is, who the trustor is, the fact that you have a trust. You want to change accounts into the name of your trust. Boom, you show them this trust certification, and that usually accomplishes your goal quite easily. Now, banking institutions and some other institutions may have their own policies and kind of force their issue and say, well, if you don't want to show us your entire trust, you can bank somewhere else. But that happens rarely, and when it does, you make a decision to go somewhere else, or to maybe go to a supervisor and try to take it to that level. But typically, your trust certification will work for you. The other issue I want to talk about is we have this trust package. We have this ballpark really great price of $12.99 on my site. Not all attorneys appreciate that because they want to charge you higher fees. And of course, the online guys want to charge you something in that vicinity or sometimes even lower. But you need to be aware of incompetence and scams. Incompetence and scams, okay? So let's look at first these people that are called specialists or trust specialists or some sort of certified planners. California has experienced numerous people trying to promote these services to gain access to your finances for purposes of trying to sell you annuities or some other commission-based financial structure. So you need to be aware. Consult with a lawyer or other financial advisor who is knowledgeable about these things, because they will also be able to help you spot these phonies that try to come in and really want to sell you something. Remember that when you talk with anybody like that, you always want to make sure you have time to reflect on this. You're never going to want to sign up for anything immediately. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Know your cancellation rights in the state that you are living in, and make sure that you have a notice of cancellation available. Depending on what state you reside in, you may cancel a transaction within a certain period of time. But more importantly, Be wary of organizations and offices that are staffed, as I said, with non-lawyers. Ask, who's the lawyer on the premises? Let me have his bar number or her bar number. Let me look them up on the bar website for the state that you're in. Home solicitors, 9 times out of 10, when they go the full route of the scam, of course, want to get your personal financial information. Report these people to the Better Business Bureau or call the police. Report a fraud claim. Contact various consumer protection agencies that allow you access for these specific reasons to report these suspicious or even fraudulent activities. And insist on a person's identification. Get their name, identification number, employee number, the number of the identity of their business and where their business can be found, what the website is, where it's listed on various agencies like the Better Business Bureau or other consumer-oriented agencies. Find out these things, and remember always, if you do happen to sign something, please always ask for a copy of whatever it is you sign. So the best deal here is to be able to deal with an attorney who's going to give you access to a reputable plan that centers on the middle class and wants to help people, get an estate plan that's going to work for them, geared toward the specifics of their estate. Please call me, 949-413-6535. 949-698-6222 is the office number. First number was the cell. I give my clients access directly to me. I don't charge for phone calls. Please give me a holler or go to my website, wfblegalconsulting.com or pye365.com. Learn more about what an estate is, and look at some of the questions and answers in the videos that explain estate planning in more detail. Thanks very much. We'll see you on the flip side for another edition of the Bottle Business Sense Show. Take care, everyone.